Hello, welcome back. I've used Windows 11 for a little bit now, and I've discovered some similarities with Windows XP and Vista. We're going to see Windows XP first, and then Vista, and then we're going to compare it to Windows 11. One thing I do know is that Windows XP, until Windows 11, was the last version of Windows to have, as you can see with these icons here, a normal folder icon, as in Windows Vista it gets turned onto its side. And the default layout of all the folders in Windows XP is typically in a grid format, and you can double click, but Windows XP does have the, if I can find it, not that format. Well, it does it. This format, which is the default starting with Windows Vista. And Windows XP also has the Tor, which you probably all know.
Welcome to Windows XP
Close out
from
of that fast
Microsoft.
because
New
of the
version.
copyrighted music. I don't know if it's copyrighted or not, but I just better be safe than sorry. And you know, all three versions have Notepad. Windows XP also has the help and support feature, which allows you to, if you're confused on something, look it up in the help and support center so you can learn how to deal with it. As you can see all these different types of information. You also can get help topics like, how do I do this or how do I do that? And that is Windows XP's fundamentals. Windows XP also has some games as well, including Solitaire. That's not what I was supposed to trying to click on. Including Pinball, which all of y'all know is one of the things Windows XP is remembered for, despite the fact it was introduced in Windows 5 Plus Pack. And you probably can hear double because the microphone's picking up the speaker. And that is Windows XP. Windows Vista was controversial for its time, as it was released 6 years later after XP. It introduced the Welcome Center, including a help and support center, which does the same thing in Windows XP. But the major changes from XP is it has a lot more system requirements. Windows 11. If you go to computer, you see the folder icons, well, details is now the default, but the folder icons are now sideways, and you kind of remember that from Windows 10 here. As you see, Windows 10 was the last version to have these annoyances. So, it includes a lot of, one of the cooler, it introduces the Windows Media Center, which used to be a separate edition of Windows back in XP's era, which I have not set up yet, so we'll run set up later. And we can actually watch videos. This was a feature in Windows 11, not Windows 11, Windows 7, and included with a pack you could have gotten with Windows 8 for like 99 cents, and it was like the same version as Windows 7. And in terms of games, Pinball is scrapped, and it's still not entirely known why, because that theory about the collision bug has been debunked by several times, and we've kind of almost won this level. No, we don't have time for And so, even have Purple Place, which is aimed at younger kids. Yes, actually. And that's Windows Vista. It also includes Windows Live Essentials, including Windows Calendar and Meeting Space, Photo Gallery, DVD player, and you can even download Windows Live Messenger. In terms of default pictures, there was a few with Windows XP, but Windows Vista had a lot of them like overloaded. And one of the cool features about Windows Vista is Aero glass transparency, which is a feature not many people could have used back in the day because graphics cards weren't so good. That's the reason why Windows Vista wasn't so popular. Windows 11, released October 5th, 2021, brought a lot of changes. As you see, if I bring up File Explorer on my Windows 10 computer, that VMware, the folder icons are still on the side, are still like sideways. And so what Windows 11 brought back was these. Well, you can see here. If we create a new folder, whatever. See, it has that old style folder icon from like the XP era. It's finally back. And Windows 11 actually got rid of all the games, and the ribbon bar, which is a feature introduced in Windows 8. The games were removed in Windows 8, actually, not Windows 11. You actually download them from the Microsoft Store. Windows 11 also has incorporation with Microsoft Teams. And, yeah. So, the folder icons was one similarity with Windows XP. Another somewhat similarity is when one of the beta builds, build 21996.1, had a out-of-box experience video similar to Windows XP's out-of-box experience video, but sadly that was the only build that had that. As you see, it has Microsoft Store. It also has a lot of recommended apps. At least it's not like have them pre-installed to your system, unlike other versions of Windows 10. Surprisingly, Paint has now been put on the Microsoft Store, which is kind of odd. Surprisingly, because this is the same version of MS Paint, except this is a new feature. That is actually a new feature I've never seen. But it's using that old icon. Yeah, it's pulling a lot of icons from Windows 7. So it's not many change except for the fact that the About Paint dialog box no longer pulls from WinVer. Actually has its own version number, 2104, eh? Can't seem to get out of this. Notepad has also been done like that. And WordPad still is the same old. I should go load up WordPad. You can see that it's still the version from Windows 7 and even pulls from the WinVer when you go to see the About. Windows 11 has also kind of jumbled together a lot of icons in the system tray. Like, these are all separate, but it's these two and these two that are kept together. Like, if I want to see the time, like, let's say I had for some reason it's not cooperating, but if I had an event in my calendar, and so we're going to create events. I don't know. But you would see it when you click this, which for some reason is not cooperating. There we go. And so similarities with XP's also has, it doesn't have a help and support anymore. That was removed in Windows 8, I think, Windows 8 or 10. But you can't actually like look up information if you're confused on how to do something in Windows. Just have to let it load. For example, set up dual monitors on Windows. Actually, it's online now, and there's like a little bit of an archive, but so if you need to know how to do it in Windows 10, sure, if you put this in the Wayback Machine, you would find Windows 8.1 or something here. But that is that. There's even articles for Windows 7 in here. This is Microsoft Support, which is the now new online version of help and support. And similarities with Windows Vista is that if I were to pull up the, let's see, PC help check, which is conveniently right there, and click here, and I click check now. This is the only problem I have with my computer. I actually had to manually, through command line, install this on a virtual machine because of this one issue. But a lot of people don't have TPM 2.0. It's similar to the graphics issue in Windows Vista, as Windows Vista didn't get popular because of this, and kind of got booted for that. But still, I can tell how old everything is. Actually, computer's not 5 years old, it's actually 4, I believe. It seems like everything's good. Here's update. But yeah. Windows 11 is non-graphics intensive despite all these. And that's another thing. Windows XP had Luna as the theme. Windows Vista had Arrow, and this has Fluent Design, which replaced Metro with Windows 11. It has lots of curves similar to Vista, and as you see with the other two versions, there was Microsoft Windows Live Messenger. Now there's Microsoft Teams, and this is a game that usually comes with it, but it's the only one actually gets default installed now. I was actually wrong about that earlier. There's one game you actually play, and you actually download more from the Microsoft Store. It actually still looks very similar to the initial release back in 2012. They've rarely changed it. This is the initial release of this version of the program. Actually, click out of it now. And the other two versions had Microsoft Internet Explorer as default. Now it's Microsoft Edge. Released initially in 2015, but this is the Chromium version specifically, which was initially released in January, I think January 2020. So you can look up information. So you can look up trending now. And that's pretty much that. Windows 11 brought back a lot of features from Windows XP, including a lot of curved designs and buttons, as you may have seen earlier in the video, like this button. But had similar problems to Windows Vista, which probably is the reason why it's not as popular as it could have been. And that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in another one.